What's up, guys? My name is MadSquash924. Welcome back to another episode of Night Call Part 21, where today is the day we are going to capture the Angel of Death. AKA, her name was, I believe, Gerda? If I am not mistaken. If we just find... There she is. Gilda. Gilda Berger. Or Berger. It's probably Berger. First off, we gotta collect somebody. And then, it looks like after that, we are gonna go try to attempt to get her arrested, I would imagine. You slow down a bit. You just been hit with a migraine. You crack your window. Icy Parisian air fills the cab. You need to rest. You need coffee. You need to close your eyes. Just a minute. One tiny minute. You don't need to sleep. You raise your head and see yourself sitting in the back seat. Your gut clenches. No, it's more like someone is pulling your guts out. Yeah, I look like shit. I know. No surprise considering all the crap I eat, right? He smirks. Or maybe it's just a smile. You can't quite tell. I've just got one thing to say. It won't take too long. You'll be able to get back to defending the weak and the poor right after. And maybe cleaning up your reputation and the pretty face of yours. Every once in a while, I picture us on the night Dad died. You remember? Your mouth is burning. You have hot coals on your tongue. I remember. All that hate you had built up inside. It was incredible. The shape in the back seat appears to settle in. Plus all that hate, it was aimed at me. You threw it all in my hands. I wanted you dead. I wanted to poke your eyes out. You see his teeth in the rearview mirror. But you only had eyes for Mom and everybody else. You could tell they weren't doing well. That they didn't get it. Stop. He chuckles. Yeah, right. Like I'm going to stop. You feel a shooting pain in your arm. Every time neighbors, friends came to the door to offer their condolences, they said they were sorry that he was too young. And you wanted to scream at them. Tell them they didn't understand anything. But you kept your mouth shut, didn't you? He's almost whispering now. You were always the weaker of us two. He remained silent for a moment. You see, our brother, he was the devil incarnate, but he always practiced what he preached. If you were him, you'd already have stopped the killer with your balls alone. But no, you prefer to make a deal with the police, with every bastard in the city of Paris. A silence. Chilling. You're gonna die alone, man. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna hang around. A shadow moves in front of the cab. By the time you realize it, it was just a car. You're alone in the cab. You close your eyes, hoping your migraine will subside. You feel exhausted. You sit for a few minutes and start driving again. The purr of the motor is strangely warm and comforting. Well, I actually kind of prefer that over picking up an actual customer because we just get more about ourselves. It's time we picked up our Angel of Death and hopefully arrest her. Wish us luck. You park a few meters away from the next passenger. Your heart starts beating wildly. You glance at the bug hidden next to the gear shaft. The back door opens, creaks a little, and slams. The young woman smiles at you. Good evening, sir. Her squeaky, high-pitched tone gives you the shivers. You start having doubts. This fiery slip of a girl? A killer? Yet, you think she is, and you have to be careful. Where to? Near Opera House, please. You nod and start driving. Feel a strange tingling sensation on the back of your neck. You glance in the rearview mirror. Your passenger is staring intensely at you. When she starts speaking, her voice is filled with resentment. It's odd when you think about it. That call in the middle of the night. A problem at the opera. Something so serious, everyone on the crew has to come. She looks outside. Her voice suddenly becomes more syrupy. I almost never see Paris this late at night. We prefer to work during the day. Although, for the scenery crew, it makes no difference whether it's night or not, whether it's day or night out. But there's a sense. She pauses briefly. She's listening to the voice. Yes. She smiles. More of a smirk, really. Mechanical. Fake. Her hands tighten around the steering wheel. Maybe that's the trick. Keeping her talking for as long as possible so she doesn't realize you're not quite going to Bastille. We can sense when the sun is set, when something's not quite right. You've been working there long? For a few years, yes. My father still works there. We build sets together. Must take a long time. All day, every day. You remember Bussett's instructions. Buy yourself time. Buy yourself time. In some ways, I feel privileged. What? She suddenly moves in an odd, jerking manner. Her eyes bore into you. Bussett? Excuse me? How would she even know? You feel your breath catch in your throat. She watches you. Who are you? Who is Bussett? Something in the air shifts in the moment right before a knife appears in her hand. You spend enough time investigating her to know it's the murder weapon. The scar on your thigh begins to burn. You start calculating the rest of the trip at lightning speed. You're not far now. If you manage to keep the discussion going, you might just make it out alive. Answer me. Who is Bussett? Shit. What do we say? We just say the policewoman and just try to keep getting her to be, interested? No. Jesus told me Bussett is listening to us. Who is Bussett? Who is Bussett? You're shaking. She's a policewoman. The police? They know. The blade shines. There's something about the metal that hypnotizes you. You don't want to feel that pain again. For a second, you consider throwing the car into a ditch. But you're not going fast enough. The impact will be minimal, and your passenger is too close. Jesus. She looks lost. Far away now. You're buying time. Second by second. Jesus said that I shouldn't be scared. That they never understand. They made me help them.
They made you?
You nod your head, shaking all the while. Oh no, I didn't mean to put you into such a state. Her voice grows deeper, darker, more muffled.
There's no reason to be scared, you know? If I kill you, it'll be painless. Jesus tells me where to strike and who to strike. No one ever suffers. He promised me.
The scar on your thigh says differently. And yet I felt pain.
Pain?
She recoils.
You're the guy I saw the night Jesus killed that actress.
Saw?
I had to defend myself. I panicked. Jesus just was so angry with me.
Wait. She lifts her head and listens to her imaginary friend. You calculate the remaining trek time. Be there soon. Soon, yes.
Do they know about Jesus?
Yes. In a matter of seconds, she loses composure.
They can't know. There's no way. He swore.
She leans forward abruptly. Her voice changes again, becomes harsher. She starts talking to Jesus.
Stop shouting. I can't even hear what I'm saying. Give me 1 second. No, I don't want to listen to you. I want...
She turns to you, and the words pour out of her.
Sometimes, sometimes he asks me to do things I don't really get. At first, I found it weird that Jesus hates people so much, then I found out just how horrible people really are. Monsters.
Clearly, she's mistaken and talking to something completely different. Just a few more meters.
So I followed the orders he gave me. He told me exactly what to do. Step by step. He told me to get the key out of the mailbox. There was a key in the mailbox. He told me where to hide in the shadows and which door hadn't been properly closed. He told me which tendon on the ankle to cut so they couldn't run away, or to slice so the blood would run and not spatter.
You made it. Her voice resonates in your ears.
He even told me what I needed to leave behind so the police would never find me. Cigarettes, hair. Every night I felt peaceful, incredible. What a wonderful feeling. It's so great to feel useful. When I went to bed that night, I felt so incredibly peaceful. So of course, I agreed to follow him. Jesus. Yes, Jesus. I followed Jesus, and I...
At that very moment, you turn onto the street where the cops are waiting. Headlights come on. The harsh lights flood the facade of an old black church. Your passenger yelps in surprise from the back seat. You hear the knife fall to the floor, somewhere between the seats. You brake hard. The back door opens, letting a rush of icy cold air into the cab. You turn around and see your passenger. She's running. Climbing up the steps of the church, you hear her calling for help. Suddenly she trips and falls, flopping awkwardly like a rag doll. It takes a second for you to hear the cops' gunshots, to see the blood, and to understand she's dead.
Nicely done for what's worth.
The sound of Bus's voice kind of makes you want to grind your teeth.
That chick was far off our radar. We would never have suspected her.
She's been in your taxi for several minutes now, but these are her first words. I'm not going to lie. This ended up much better than expected. Much, much better. You keep yourself from looking outside towards the church. Good investigation work. Well, I had no choice. Yeah? Excuse me for not getting all teary-eyed. I forgot my hanky at the station. Listen, we have our statement, your statement, we have your number, we have the recording. I don't think we need you anymore. If you could just lay low for a few days, let things settle a bit. She waves her hand around and it seems irritated. There's bound to be some nitwit on the squad who will blabber about how you helped us. Journalists might want to ask you some questions and us some questions. Not a word to anyone. You hear me? You feel her disapproving gaze on you. She knows you saw a cop take the knife out of your car. She knows you saw the same cop slide the knife into the killer's hand. She knows you saw the forensic team photograph the body after that happened. Not before. Why did you shoot? You know very well she was armed. You sigh. That's not true. The knife was still in my cab. She chortles, mocking you. And are you really going to get on my ass because we took down a murderer? Silence. She could have gotten help. No, she wouldn't have gotten help. She would have been judged mentally unfit to sit trial, put into an institution, and never really been punished. What about now? When will she be judged? Who the fuck cares? She's dead. We have her confession. We canvassed her apartment, and among the hundreds of Jesus statuettes and various items stolen from her victims, we found enough proof to close the case. She stops, annoyed. Then her face relaxes. I just saved the French Justice Department €500,000. Hey, you're welcome. Right now, it'd be best if you went the hell away, okay? You nod, overjoyed, not to have to see her face anymore. A second later, Bussa is in the street, walking towards her colleagues with what seems like a skip in her step. Your head hurts, like something pounding on your temples, or someone. You start your cab, and you leave the street. You can see Gilda's body under a blanket. They're still photographing the scene. Flashes flood the steps. The church disappears quickly, as does the street, and Paris. Wow. That one was much sadder than the first story that we did, the first scenario. So we got the killer. She was in fact the killer. She thought she was talking to Jesus. She clearly was not. She was talking to some other thing, she was talking to a demon of some sort, or it was literally just all in her mind that she was crazy. And she just went on murder sprees. Jeez, crazy. Overall, that story was pretty good. I was kind of worried that we were gonna get stabbed and murdered. I feel like we could have, but who knows? The sun is about to come up. You drove all night long with your windows open. You're so tired, your chest is tight and your eyes are heavy, but you can't stop. Not now. You're going to run out of gas soon. The light went on about 20 kilometers back. You're somewhere in Normandy. Maybe you'll run into that cat you gave a ride to one night. You smile and relax at the thought. You pull over onto the shoulder and get out. There's almost no traffic. You step over the guardrail as your eyes adjust to the colorful break of dawn. The sun will soon rise over the horizon. You get your phone out and dial a number. It doesn't ring. Direct voicemail. A voice asks you to leave a message after the beep. Hey, I wanted to... You catch your breath. Yeah, when Aid told me she held on to your phone just to hear the sounds of your voice, I thought it was stupid. But now... The sun is slowly rising and its colors are flooding the landscape. Bare underbrush, a tiny village lost in fog off in the distance. A hilltop sparkling with dew. The view seems alien to you. I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself. Thanks. The word disgusts you, but it's too late. Thanks to you, I did something important. I think. Who knows? Silence. Your head is spinning. You haven't spoken to your brother in years. Well, in a manner of speaking, you grin. They grow up so fast. Aid shows me pictures sometimes, but I never go inside the house. It would be too complicated for everyone. But they're doing well. They look a lot like Dad, at least I think. You pause. A truck flies by just meters from you. Yeah, I thought when it was all over, I thought I'd be able to get some decent sleep. Close my eyes and sleep. Really sleep. Finally. But sleeping, it's just a break. It doesn't put an end to it. It just all starts up again as soon as a voice cuts you off. You have reached the maximum time limit, please. You hang up. Your phone feels heavy in your hand. What should you do now? There is a broken fence in front of you leading to a small footpath into the woods. Behind you is a highway leading to the sea. Yeah, let's do that. You dial her number, thinking about your discussion. She picks up almost immediately. Hello? You can hear the commotion of the markets in the background. It's, Cuisine. She seems surprised. How are you? Is this a good time? Yes, I'm at the Rungus Market. I'd like to see you again. You hear her giggle on the other end of the line. Or maybe you just imagined it. Noon. My place. You still have the address? Yeah. Good. I'll see you then. You're about to hang up when she stops you. Wait. What? Do you like fish? You grin. Yeah. Good. She hangs up. You sigh and retrace your steps. On the other side of the guardrail, you find your overheated cab. The next gas station can't be much further. You slowly turn the key in the ignition. There's gotta be something for you. Out there. That epilogue was a lot better than the previous one where we just left. That was nice. So overall, that one was really good. I did like that one quite a bit. If we go back into here, because we're not completely done with this game yet. We have done 2 scenarios of this game. There is, in fact, 3 different scenarios, unless there's like a new one that just pops up, which might happen. It looks like it could happen, but I doubt it. So we finished the Judge, we finished the Angel of Death. On the next episode, because we're ending our episode here, we will begin the Sandman, where the victim may feel random at first, but there is a connection. Yet the motives might be hard to find, and it is a dark and twisted case. I hope you guys will join me for the Sandman. If you guys enjoyed the Angel of Death, and if you guys have not seen the Judge, I also suggest you check out the Judge, which was earlier in the Let's Play. If you're new to my channel or have been watching me for a little while and you haven't done so, and you like this game or like what you see or just want to hang out, feel free to subscribe to me, MadSquash924, over on YouTube, where my channel is right there. And don't forget to ring the bell so you can get notified for when a new episode comes out. And of course, I'll see you on the next episode of Night Call. Goodbye, everybody.